Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Unemployed Albertans are out of work 50% longer now than they were 2 years ago. The University of Calgary's School of Public Policy recently cautioned that longer unemployment means increased difficulty in finding re-employment. And I know I've spoken to a number of my constituents previously in professional careers who cannot find a job after 3 or 4 years. People looking for jobs are significantly worse off today than they were 2 years ago. What specifically is the government doing to address this critical issue?
Very good question.
Minister of Finance.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Of course, the price of oil and that drop has caused the worst collapse and recession in Alberta's recent history for 2 generations. It's worse and it's been longer than the collapse in 2008. We know this is really hard on all Alberta families, of course, and that's why we know there is much more work to do, and we're doing that work so that all Albertans feel the economic recovery. You know, we're putting jobs and economic diversification first, investing in training programs across our economy so that Albertans have greater hands-on experience with $10 million through the integrated training program. I'm sure I'll address more things later.
Thank you. First supplemental.
3 times the number of men aged 15 to 24 were looking for work for 6 months as there were women in Alberta in 2017. Experienced professionals, engineers, geologists, system analysts are having trouble finding work bagging groceries or working in security. Employers are turning them away because they are overqualified. When does the government believe these people will have the chance to rejoin the workforce?
Great question. Minister of Finance.
Certainly, I hope that all Albertans have a great chance to rejoin the workforce and prosperity for their families. In addition, we're creating workforce placements so Albertans can build the connections with employers, Mr. Speaker, and there's 1,300 of those workforce partnership placements. We know there's more work to be done, and we won't stop until all Albertans feel this economic recovery. In addition, we're investing in building much-needed infrastructure that has helped put companies and Albertans back to work, and we're going to continue to see that bill go forward.
Second supplemental.
The number of women in their peak earning years looking for work for a year or more has almost doubled in the last 2 years. We know that different groups experience unemployment and underemployment differently. Indigenous populations usually see a decrease in employment rates after a downturn. We need to tailor supports so that people can access help in an appropriate way. What specific measures has the government implemented to recognize the differences in unemployed groups?
What a great question.
Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker, perhaps this is a better question for other ministers. I know that they are supportive of, and I've been supportive of, making sure there's increased monies there for social assistance caseloads when we need them and people are unsuccessful in getting employment. We have, of course, pushed Ottawa in the past around EI benefits and extending those to Albertans who are suffering through the downturn. Mr. Speaker, we're going to continue working on the jobs front, supporting diversification, getting more Albertans back to work.